It's almost the end of the first quarter, and I have a Santa's helper mug. My God, it to me. Yeah, it's lit. Okay,
It's not time for it.
yeah, I didn't know what Lent was until I was grown, good and grown.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously grew up with it.
And Easter, baby, Easter's the Super Bowl. Easter's the Super Bowl of Christianity. Did you all realize
just so
that?
Wild that like Lent was not a big deal because Lent leads up.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't know what a Lent was.
What a Lent was.
I didn't know what a Lent was. Welcome to the A Collective.
The girls are fighting.
The media is already bending
For sisterhood beats sad. Girl, this is funny.
I'm putting bloopers in at the end of every episode.
Hello again. Welcome to another episode of the A Collective. We're back. I'm Shannon, and as always, I have with me my favorite partners in crime, Stacey
and LV. Sweet Jesus, this is going to be a disaster.
It's going to be great.
We're ready. We're ready, y'all. Let's go.
I feel like every time we record at night
recordings are
all hell breaks loose.
Because we're tired. We're tired. Yep. Who's going to be yawning? I'm going to stifle probably a couple of yawns.
Oh, 100% you're going to yawn.
At least stifle it, okay?
All right, everybody, let's get into it. The week that was. Baby, so many things going on. We've had not quite State of the Union. It's really a joint session of Congress, new president, joint session of Congress. Go on. We've had Zelensky fallout, and we've had Trump back down off the tariffs just a bit after all the American booze was removed from liquor stores in Canada.
See doodle.
Jack Daniels.
Canada said, checkmate.
Yeah, bitch.
We're going to see your tariffs and raise you no American imports, period. We are prohibiting our government.
Yeah. So about that,
we've had a time this week.
It's been a time. Okay, where do we want to start? Joint session of Congress?
Zelensky.
Oh.
Let's go chronologically, okay? So we were recording last week when all of this happened. And so we didn't get to see it until we got off. And who else was amazed and shocked and disgusted?
It was terrible. It was a shit show.
It was so much worse than I thought it was going to be. But my favorite part was Lil Marco.
He wanted the couch to eat him.
He wanted to be Homer Simpson into this, but
he couldn't even look in that direction.
It was uncomfortable, and he knew it was wrong.
Yeah.
But he can't say anything, right?
No.
He has to be quiet and deal with it.
Yeah. Well, because remember, Trump said, it's you now.
Huh? Your problem. If it goes bad, we blame you.
Yeah. So he was probably sitting there going,
what'd you think about J.D. Vance?
This
trash.
He needed to wash his hair, too.
Well, and he needs to learn how to apply eyeliner.
I thought it was permanent.
Is it?
I thought it was because it's always there.
Yeah, maybe.
And his hair was bad. I was like, need some dry shampoo.
Yeah. He just looks smarmy.
Oh, he's not polished. I don't think he's polished and put together.
No.
I mean,
look who he's working with. Does he look polished?
He's like
he
the
don't
little
look as
evil...
sloppy as him, though. At least by the suit. By the suit.
Well, his suits do fit a little better than Trump's do.
No, I think Trump's fits better than Vance.
No. No, I think JD wears his pants like too low.
Yeah.
And then he has a belt on and it looks juvenile.
Yep.
But he had on some short pants last week too, remember?
Showing off
those. They call them Pantones, or what do they call those pants? Pantaloons?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't remember off the top of my head, but
Pantaloons.
He had on high waters. Yeah, but he's despicable.
I mean, he's just like a little evil raccoon.
Somebody said that he looks like the adult version of Chucky, and now I cannot unsee it.
Shit. Well, that's all I'm going to see now.
Yeah.
Right?
His hair he dyed his hair.
Yeah, just because he didn't want anyone to know that he was the original Chucky. I mean,
Absolutely.
It would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, his behavior. But Trump looks bad in a suit, Shannon. He's got like a 60-inch waist. Like,
neither of them look great. Neither of them. I mean, this is just the biggest shit show. Embarrassment. Just, I was appalled, saddened. It was just like, really? Is this what we're doing now?
Apparently.
That's what we do in the United States. And this is how we treat other leaders from another country. To one, mock him about his apparel. because Trump started that when
What?
he met him at the door. And he was like, "Oh, you're dressed up for me today."
But
And
you know
then
all that was intentional. It was a setup.
Oh,
it was.
because they knew he's never come to the White House in a suit because he's been at war.
The wartime president.
Yeah, it was just unnecessary and foolish.
And he's already explained himself.
Yeah.
So you didn't say thank you, or you haven't said thank you, that was so embarrassing.
Oh my
But
God.
they wanted him to grovel.
Yeah, they
And he was like, "I'm not doing that shit. I said thank you earlier. I'm not going to continue to say thank you. You want me to sign over my minerals, and what am I getting in exchange?" It was horrible.
The thank
No
you
diplomacy.
thing. I was like,
Did you
we
all
are not
see?
speaking to a petulant child right now. We're speaking to a leader whose country has been invaded for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
But then they turned that thing around.
And said he was rude.
Why know?
He was rude. Ukraine invaded Russia. Ukraine started it.
How?
Listen, what
How?
seems wrong, they're pushing us right. This is like horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And I've seen several social media posts. And I'm somebody, most posts, if I'm looking at a post like that, I want to see what the people are saying in the comments. You
The
know, there are people
ignorance?
cheering on that behavior. Good. This is what I voted for. America,
Mhm.
America, America.
Yeah. We're not going to be run over anymore. What? You think that behavior of a elderly man is okay? He is a demented man.
We're finally putting America first.
But they clearly don't understand how the world works. We are a global society with a world economy. We can no longer, we're trying to go back to isolationism. And that's just not where the rest of the world is right now. It's not possible. It's going to be to our economic peril.
Tell that to them.
And if cash rules everything around me, cream get the money, dollar bill, y'all, that's super problematic in a capitalistic society.
Think about how other nations were looking at this.
They were appalled. They were like,
Urgency needed.
Yeah, over the weekend. And it's just like, my goodness. We didn't vote for this. We didn't vote for this. Yeah.
you know, they were saying America's no longer the leader of the free world, which that makes me sad. And again, folks are cheering. Yeah, it's America first. But no, America's last now. America's
Absolutely. Because we don't know how to treat people.
last.
We're down there with Russia.
That's where we want to be, playing
Yeah,
in the
but-
dirt.
I don't understand. Like, they don't have a good army. They don't have a good economy. Like, why do we want to be friends with them? Why do we want to be like them?
Because you're scared of Putin.
No, because Putin has something on you.
And you're scared of him. You don't want your goodies to be shown all over.
I mean, his wife's goodies were already.
I know.
Listen, Pam Bondi done outed him on the Epstein flight records.
Yeah, who do you think Pam Bondi works for?
No, but how did that come out? And
I
I'm
was
like,
like-
did y'all not sweep this? Like, I thought they would have cleaned it up.
I thought so too. I thought they would have like redacted his name or something or
No.
just pulled
No,
it.
that was Putin being like, I truly have control here, you little bitch.
I thought that was like, ooh. But all the people who had been, that was like, that's a whole other topic. That
Yeah.
whole Epstein file.
That's
That's a whole
wild
fucking
business.
season. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild.
Third
But yeah.
podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, they didn't clean it up. They did not clean
That's
it
what
up.
I said too.
Yeah. So I didn't know if it was Cash or Pam because
Oh,
they
it's
don't get
Pam.
along. But they don't get along with each other. The
We're in
girls
for
are
a while.
fighting.
It's going to be a wild ride, y'all. A wild ride.
Absolutely. So that outrage led to, we're going into, what is it? The State of the Union. You called it something else. The joint
It's
session.
joint-
session.
Yeah, because it can't be the State of the Union because he's only been the president for like 6 weeks, whatever.
I didn't watch it.
I did not either. And I've tried to avoid most news coverage about it.
I
I
turned my
did-
TV off.
I watched something else, maybe a Marvel movie or a sitcom.
Okay.
I did see the America's Back opener because that made the news. It was, it's television. So that was a great soundbite for TV.
And we know he's all about that. I mean, he literally mentioned it.
He's a good showman.
Is he a good one, though? I don't think he's good.
I think he is good. And when I say good, meaning he has leveraged media to his advantage. He's a mediocre man who's leveraged media to his advantage. I mean, he leveraged The Apprentice. That show wasn't that great. I watched the first season and was like, yeah, this doesn't interest me. And let's be clear, he's a trash businessman. He's not that great.
He bankrupted a casino.
A casino. Bankrupt a casino.
He bankrupted a business that prints money.
Money.
Well, I mean, look at what he's doing to the economy right now. Taking it. And there are still people excusing his behavior. Still people. Like, I watched the CNN put up a clip on TikTok where a journalist went to the Trumpiest county in Georgia. Yeah. To talk with people, to see how they're feeling, about their vote. Baby, there was a man who got indignant.
He had on overalls.
Yep.
Let's put that out there. He had
Only
on
one.
overalls. Both of them. They were hiked it up too. It's a nice
Really?
sized man. Yeah.
I was thinking the one was really hiked up and then the other one was like hanging.
Both of them. He looked like he smelled.
Yeah, he was like,
He looked smelly.
oh, jeez. He said you got to give him time. He ain't had time. The other little old man was like, but he said he was going to work on eggs day one.
Day one.
Yeah.
So the older gentleman had more sense than the other one. And Mr. Overalls marched off. You can't talk to him. It was real pitiful. And the
So people
older
are-
man was like, he was perplexed when his buddy left. Cletus.
Not Cletus.
Cletus walked out.
Cletus.
Overalls on.
These people are firmly entrenched in their, I don't want to say decision, Delulu.
Well, these people don't want to admit that they were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they know or it smacks them right in the face because they haven't realized it yet, they're not going to admit it. A lot of them.
They need to.
Yeah, they're not going to because they're
They need
shitty
to.
humans.
There are many people who still believe they're not wrong. Whether
Right.
I mean, they're that faction of people who realize they were wrong, never going to say it. But then there are a lot of people who do not believe they are wrong.
Well,
Loud and wrong.
but you know what most of those people have in common?
I thought you were going to say 2 teeth. Did Cletus have teeth?
I
Probably
think he
not.
did. I think he did.
Okay, so he's an anomaly here. Mr. Cletus. Yeah, racism is running rampant. Like, so
I
they
feel
thought
very-
that this behavior was okay on Friday with Zelensky because he's not a white man.
People feel emboldened to say and do whatever. Because did we hear about the lady who, well, 2 instances, the lady who was texting at the basketball or hockey game, and there was a lady,
Behind her,
Yes.
that captured all of her racist texts, but she was texting somebody named Jimmy. Did they find out who Jimmy was?
I'm not sure if they found out who Jimmy was, but old girl lost her job.
Sure did. And she was a consultant.
I'll find out.
She found out.
And
real
then
quick.
we've got the real estate agent who went to the Mexican restaurant,
She came in their restaurant.
baby, and told them to go somewhere else and that they suck. You don't get a
Huh?
tip because you suck.
And I hope Trump deports you.
Yeah. I hope Trump deports her.
But you want my food. You want my food.
You
Make
want my
it make
rhythm,
sense.
but you don't want my blues.
They never want the blues.
I mean, to be that emboldened to go into their restaurant. I mean,
There's no making sense to it because, they all whine about there are no jobs. The immigrants are taking all our jobs. Well, most of them are working in the field. Like, do you want to go?
no, because that's beneath you,
Right.
right?
So what job have they taken from you?
Black jobs.
But they don't want those black.
Well, according to Trump, the
Those are-
immigrants are taking the black jobs. They were
Uh-huh,
taking
those
our
are-
jobs.
My
And,
black job doesn't look like that. Thank you, Jesus.
None of the jobs I've had.
Yeah, they're not doing those things. So I'm just like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But you went to the Mexican restaurant and
Mm.
chose to be racist. And
Yeah.
this is the common denominator here. Race.
Make it makes it.
And to write it on the receipt like there is no way to trace it. They have your credit card number. And she's a realtor.
She did scratch out her name on the secondary receipt.
It doesn't matter. They've already swiped it. Dum-dum.
I know, but like on the receipt, she scribbled out her name on the one she signed and wrote the racist message. But the copy behind Had her name on it. And she didn't scribble her name out.
Remedial. Window liquor.
But that's what because none of them see how ridiculous it is.
Well, nobody stops you either. So your whole party was racist. Were you there with your children? So that takes it to a whole different level. Are you there with your kids? Are you with your husband? Are you with your girlfriends? That's like me doing that. And we're at dinner. Y'all would be like, Stacey, what the fuck are you doing?
People really feel emboldened. I'm waiting in this century to be called the N-word.
Okay, so if you are called that word, how are you going to react?
So I've been called that word before, but I was on my good job at the time. And I told him I'd be a nigga on the other side of this plane while you still be here on this ground. Have a great day. Yeah. In this day and age, it depends. It really is going to depend on the context and the situation.
I don't think it would even bother me. Because if that's the best you got, ooh, I got some for you. Your Sagatooth mama's a nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that doesn't, I want you to know that really doesn't bother me. You're slow if that's the best that you have.
You window liquor.
Yeah, I got time. I'll put a whole bunch of stuff together and make you cry.
I got time today.
So, yeah, please
every day
don't do
for it.
Yes, you do. You do. You tussle.
I get it is mind blowing to me how stupid some of these people are. That they just don't see any of it.
No.
I don't think they want to, and they feel personally offended. Like, I think they feel like somebody's taken something away from them. And let's be real, Trump is offered hope or aspiration that he's going to make it better for them, to the dismay and peril of others, instead of doing what's right for the collective good.
Because you are the president of the United States, of everyone.
And congratulations, you're an adult.
Do we really think that he will be successful trying to isolate, especially, I'm going to say it, Black women?
When you say isolate, what do you mean?
Trying to X us out, get rid of us, like hurt us. How far will you get without Black women? People are looking for the Black women.
No, but we have to be very careful because have you guys seen this stuff about Derek Chauvin?
Yeah, that cannot be done.
Well, it's
just to rile. It's
bait. It's bait. And most people don't read the fine print and realize that Derek Chauvin had federal and state charges, and nothing can be done about those state charges. Tim Walz is the governor.
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere.
He's not doing that.
He ain't doing that. So, go ahead. Pardon him on the federal charges. Go ahead. He gonna still sit in jail on them state charges. But, I think they are trying to bait people, and people who don't know their civics, who are not
a lot of people.
But it's the majority of America. It is the majority of America, and who are not looking at the nuances of all of this will get riled up behind something they should not get riled
up.
Worth
your time.
No, it's not, because he's still gonna sit in jail.
Because these people that voted for him and feel like, the wrath has come to them, and they're like, oh my God, this must be a mistake because I voted for him. This was meant for other people. It was meant for Black and brown people. That's what it was meant for. And you got caught up.
No, he told us it was meant for you too. It was
they don't think so.
I know they don't, but hopefully they in the find out stage and realizing that it did. The net was wide.
It's a classist thing, right? Haves and have-nots.
But is it really? Because most of the people, the base,
they're
I was just saying they're have-nots. They're have-nots. The base is have-nots.
But he's telling them that they can be the haves.
Yes.
Yes.
Because they're better than us. They're a step above us.
Absolutely.
And so that's what they think. So when it impacts them, it's like, no, it was supposed to be coloreds.
The other people.
Exactly. No, it's you.
Yeah, it's all y'all.
Toothless Sam, it's you. And I'm like, my goodness. So it's wild business. It's wild business. And then going back to, was that Tuesday night? It just seems like the days are running together.
Yeah.
I saw Al Green. He yelled out. He was the only one that had balls. Okay.
It was amazing.
And shook his cane.
Oh, I was going to say he was.
And got ejected. And now he's silenced, right?
being censured.
And 10 Democrats went along with the shit.
They did?
It was 10. 10 Democrats. Their names are listed. I can share.
I gotta see who those are because I don't believe that BS.
10 Democrats went along with it. But Marjorie Taylor Greene screamed out how many times? She didn't get put out. She didn't get put out. So what's really the issue here? The elderly Black man? He didn't call him a liar.
But whoever that
is.
man was who did it to Obama.
Marjorie's trashy self. She's yelled out a couple of times.
So has her
little
bestie Bobert.
movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well,
So now the punishment is different for the Black man.
absolutely.
Make it make sense. And Democrats went along with it.
Yeah, I need that video on the 10 that did.
Okay. I'll send it over.
Because I need to why.
Their names are blasted.
As they should be.
Yeah.
And I certainly hope Hakeem Jeffries, there's some punishment being melted out behind the scenes on this.
Hakeem, pull it together, buddy. Like, we need some strong talking. I need him to
some
lose
leadership.
it. I need him to lose it.
Yeah, because he's not losing it right
No,
now.
and he's too calm, and he's acting light-skinned. I said it, and I meant it. He's acting light-skinned. Pull it together.
I need him to lead.
I need him to be a fucking badass. Like yesterday.
Fuck Decorum. Decorum is out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine is the only one.
Like, she's doing such a good job.
She's got to be tired, though.
She's got to be exhausted.
It's exhausting, I think. It's exhausting. It is, I think it weighs on them.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Because you got to keep showing up at your job knowing all this is going.
Well, you've got other people that aren't doing shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else happened that night? I know there was some booing.
There was booing. There was also, the Republicans kept chanting, USA, USA. And I was like, this is not a hockey game. In the Sam hell are we doing?
Being embarrassing.
It was absolutely insane. And then he spent a period of time talking about things that had nothing to do with him, but taking credit for them. He gave some little Black boy
The cancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
only
that-
heard 3. I was like, what in the, because that's what I looked up. It was so cute. And but I was like, Dad,
Brain
what are
cancer.
you doing? Yeah.
Brain cancer after he has pulled funding for cancer
Yeah.
research. So and then he's a little Black boy. This is all stage. I couldn't tell if he was Hispanic or not. Like when I looked at him today,
Yeah. I mean,
I
maybe
couldn't tell.
mom might have been.
but
Maybe
he was a prop.
Well, he was a total prop. Like that, Secret Service guy, hugged him, and you could tell, the Secret Service guy just was doing it for it. The whole
For
thing
the
was just
cameras. It
super
was so
cringy,
fake.
and the poor little boy was so freaking confused.
Wouldn't you be?
Yeah, and then Dad's just there, hey, all this shit.
Would you let your child do it?
No,
Exactly.
the whole thing, that part was just absolutely insane. But he really spoke about nothing other than just the Gulf of America and all the stupid shit that he's signed.
It went
And
on
he
for an
admitted that
hour and
Doge-
40 minutes.
Yeah. Well, so I have a theory on that. But the best part was when he went to introduce Elon, he said he was the head of Doge.
He lied to the
lawsuits.
judge.
Yeah. And the lawsuits started coming in yesterday morning.
Almost instantly.
Yeah.
Because I did look up at that moment too, because he was at head of Doge. And I was like, say what now? Huh.
Did you see Elon's face?
Yeah. Caroline, you have some explaining to do.
She
You're
got out
right.
there and told some lies on yesterday. Then we had a tonsil stone that kind of spit out too.
I'm so sad that I wasn't watching to see that.
Yeah, it's all over the internet.
I have not
But how
seen
does
it.
a tonsil stone just eject from I guess all the lies? The tonsil stone was like, I'm not going to be in here. It was on his suit jacket. It was on his arm. I'm like,
Well, he's old.
you see? He's got a dragging leg too. Did y'all see that?
No.
Oh, they showed him and it was like, what's wrong with Trump's leg? It's dragging along over the weekend.
Well, they have been saying he's been leaning.
Isn't that dementia?
Huh?
Okay. I mean, he talked for an hour and 40 minutes.
No, but so my theory on that is that he wanted to make it so late that the ratings for the rebuttal would not be as
low.
good. because
Okay.
all he cares about is ratings. So he knew if he spoke for long enough, then he could be like, the ratings, for me were way better than that chick.
Then there's a ratings fight going on too about CBS and their numbers that they published, right?
They provided them without context.
Welcome to the U.S.
Propaganda machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the darkest fucking circus ever.
Mm-hmm. And do we laugh? Do we buy peanuts? Like, what do we do for this circus?
I don't know. We use a
Continue to
garbage
call
bell.
out the Continue to call out the foolishness.
Yeah, we're calling out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have the tariff war. The tariffs went in place. Are they in place now, or did we?
So they
pause
went
them for
into
a month?
place, and then he paused them until April 2nd.
Not
'Cause
April
baby-
Fool's Day,
No, I think they were in place for all of 12 hours or something.
because those people were not playing with his
Nope.
ass.
Canada said, "I got you. Checkmate. We're not doing any business with America. None. Not a single dick.
So,
Not
so
anything."
hey, MAGA. So it was, it's just we're using it as a bargaining chip. How'd that work out?
Those countries are like, keep playing if you want to.
And
Keep
they are not going to continue
playing.
to play with us.
No one wants to play with us anymore.
But I noticed Canada was like, American people, it's nothing against you. It's your leadership. And it's like, damn, we have got to be down real bad.
But it's also sent the markets, the stock market, spiraling.
Don't check your 401k, RAs, just don't do it.
Nope. I refuse to look.
It sent everything spiraling.
Mm-hmm.
And, he keeps saying it's going to be a little pain for just a little bit. Baby, what are these people going to do when 2 years later we still in pain? Thought you said it was just for a little bit.
Well, then that's when he says, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, 2 years is like,
What's Melania? She was at.
yeah, she was there. She
got paid. She did
Yeah.
not stand up for him. I heard it was some kind of controversy. Like she didn't stand up when other people were standing. Where are those children?
I didn't notice.
Well, she had not been at the White House
Yeah, no, I know.
because Barron is still in school in New York. So they had to event. They've still been in New York kind of all this time.
Yeah, well, she was there. She smiled. It was a very labored smile, but I mean, that's basically all she did. And she was like, when he complimented her on something that she hasn't done, but he's saying she has.
She has some very strong features.
Does.
Just gonna leave it at that.
Well, what do you expect from someone who designs a hat to look like the Hamburglar?
I mean, I think she's very Eastern European, former Soviet bloc.
I got
Just
some
saying.
things.
Just saying.
She's probably seen some things in her day.
However, in person, she's very, very thin. So I'm like I'm not a history buff, but I'm a huge Smithsonian person. And I love going to the Museum of American History because I love the First Ladies.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
same.
an absolute favorite
100%.
favorite of mine. And, they usually have the inauguration ball dress in like something else. And they went during, I think, either the end of his first term or whatever, and her stuff was there. She's very thin. They had her dress on a mannequin, and the dress was very beautiful for her first term. But that was about it.
You remember she stole a Michelle Obama speech?
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember that.
The sad part is she probably had no idea she was stealing.
No, because it was probably handed to her by
Yeah.
some speechwriter.
Kudos
Yeah,
to whoever
They
that
set
speechwriter
her
was.
up for failure. I'm a girl from the south side of Chicago. I was just like, wait a
Shit.
minute. Yeah. So we had that. What else has gone on this week? I mean, like that's not
I
enough.
feel like there was something else that was really crackerjack.
I mean, the tariff ping pong is really
Dude.
funny. And it's 100% tariffs on Teslas. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. But did you see where the people in France burned down a
Mhm.
Tesla deal? Yeah.
Did you see the protest this weekend at the Tesla dealerships over the United States?
Yeah. Oh, they've been happening.
Yeah. We
Nonstop.
don't see it.
No.
Yes, they're
They
constantly.
can't even open it up.
No, they're. I mean, I can't say every Tesla dealership, but a lot of them
Yeah.
have
One
protests.
I have one near me. I haven't seen, nothing's happened to that one that I'm aware of.
Not yet.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Did y'all see the Cybertruck that was in the Mardi Gras parade?
Yes.
They got beat up.
They got
That
pelted with
one
beads.
woman
And then, the one woman who went up
that
and
business hooked right up. It was like she wasn't screwing around. She was like, "This is why I'm here, bitch."
Yeah. I'm just
Like-
like, whoa.
that wasn't the flex you thought it was. Putting your Cybertruck in the parade. That
Yep.
was not the flex you thought it was.
Not these days.
Not these days at all.
I'm loving the ones that are driving around with the signs in the back.
Toyota, Ford.
No, what are
Yeah.
they saying? I haven't seen any of
They're
those.
putting like Toyota on the back of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is unmistakably.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought it was a cute car.
No, I've always thought it looked like, the old fashioned trash cans, like the silver ones that have the swinging.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I've always thought it looked like one of those.
I thought ice machine.
Yeah. Ice machine.
Mhm.
I just
Very-
thought ugly,
just
and why would
ugly.
anybody want one?
Well, I mean, my one neighbor has one, so
I did want a Y.
yeah.
I did want a Y at one point.
Aren't you glad you didn't get it?
Very glad. I actually had the opportunity in 23 to rent a Tesla, not a Y, but just a Tesla. And I was like, no, thank you. I had it for like 3 days and I was like, yeah, it's a no for me, dog. I don't
Is it
want one.
bad?
It wasn't bad. It drove great.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the tech in it is absolutely amazing, but
For now.
as a long-term car, like I would never try to put that thing on the road because I'd be every few hours, you got to stop. You got to stop more with that to get it charged than to get gas. And a charging stop is not 10 minutes.
No.
You got to
It's
sit
like
there.
an hour or so, isn't it?
You got to sit there anywhere from 30 minutes to, hour 15, hour 30, depending on what kind of charging station you get to, how far down is the car, charged or whatever. There's just a lot of variables. And I was like, I couldn't see myself doing that kind of stuff day to day.
But yeah,
I'm not
that's why
disciplined enough for that.
that's why my dad says if you're gonna get any kind of electric, it has to be a hybrid, like a plug-in hybrid.
Mhm.
That's what he got. But because when you're going anywhere outside of where you live,
Mm-hmm. You
Very
don't know where
screwed.
to track those stations are. I'm sure it probably tells you though.
no, yeah, so his app tells him where and like which ones are like the high end
High
one,
velocity ones.
yeah. But like you can't. I forget what it was. There's something where you can't build anymore right now or something.
Trump stopped. That was in the infrastructure bill.
Yeah.
I think, what did Biden call that? I forgot. But the infrastructure bill.
Yeah.
There was funding and plans for all of that, and Trump stopped it.
Yeah. Well, because Elon has the corner on it and he wants to keep it that way.
But it's not going the way I think he is expecting it right now.
No, probably.
The popularity of those cars are trashed.
Yeah. Well, I
Baby,
mean, he did it to Twitter too.
Yeah. Anything he touches, he's like a cancer.
but I think the reaction is far more visceral and more tangible this time around. Because, there are people who are selling back their Teslas. And, I've seen some posts where not everybody's able to do that. Some people aren't financially able. But baby, those who are, they're giving them cars back. Like, we don't want it.
Yeah, my doctor said they have 3 of them. And she was like, I'm getting rid of them. Her and her husband have one, and then one was going to their child. And she was like, they're paid for, but it's worth it. So I don't want people to think that I support this. So
And see, I would have been one of those people that was like, I can't afford to right now.
And there are a lot of people in that
no,
position.
LB, you would have got rid of it.
I don't know that I would have though.
No, your dad would have been like, no.
But yeah, that's
I
true.
But the other issue is I think these people are taking L's on them. Unless you
Absolutely.
find
Yeah.
a Trump supporter to purchase it.
But you're still going to take an L, most likely.
Because,
Look at the market.
yeah, they're tanking. Nobody, not many people want Teslas right now.
Or any car, if you don't have to have it.
I mean, I want a car. Not a new car. I'm just saying, like,
I want a new car.
I
Well,
wouldn't
not a-
mind a car that had better gas.
I need a car new to me. What I have is trash. I'll never buy another what I have again. Never, ever, 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 ever.
Well, Shannon, tell us what you're driving so we can put a PSA out here for everyone.
I drive a Cadillac. I will never buy another Cadillac ever again. As soon as I get a job and get my feet back under me, we're trading her in, we're dumping her and getting something else. It has been the absolute worst car experience I've ever had.
Is it an SUV?
It's a crossover. I have an XT4. So it's the smallest little crossover they have. And actually, either this model year is the last year they'll make them or they stopped. And
Okay.
this is the first year they're not making them. So
Okay.
they started making them in 19 and they're either stopping this year or last year was the last model year. I can't remember.
Oh, so they were real popular.
Well, I think so. It was supposed to compete with like the BMW like X1. Is that the tiny one? So the X1, whatever the tiny Audi is, the smallest one. It was supposed to compete with I think the Genesis 70, that kind of thing. It was like the car was supposed to compete with kind of all of those. The Lincoln Corsair, and I forget why. I forget they're going to focus on something else. In the story I read, but I was just like, it's trash. Yeah. And the issue is owning a car is 2% the sales, 2% the sales experience, and the balance is service. The service I have received at the Cadillac dealership I go to has been absolutely terrible.
Have you written a review? Have you let them know?
Listen, I had the general manager call me once. Listen, I've got stories on stories on stories. I've owned that car 2 years. The check engine light's been on about 8 times.
That's like 4. My Ford hasn't even.
I will go back to the best experience I had when I kind of upped my car model game was Lincoln. I'll go back and buy another Lincoln, which is a fancy Ford. Fancy Ford. A stankin' Lincoln.
A stankin' Lincoln. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, my engine light's been on about 8 times. I spend a lot of time at the dealership.
Yeah,
I was there.
My grandfather always used to bitch about his Cadillac.
I was there in June. I was there in November. My engine light is back on now as of this. I'm going to have my mechanic turn it off to see. I think it's related to the battery and we changed the battery. But if it pops back on, but off to the dealership I go. I'm averaging about every 5 months.
I have no patience for that with vehicles.
They don't like to see me coming.
I bet.
I can imagine. Have you
They
knocked
really
over
don't.
anything yet? Because you should go in there and just knock things off the desk. Just be a whole menace. Just
the things.
I try not to go in and show out, so to speak, but
I walked all over.
I'm pretty firm and I let them know if I'm frustrated. I let them know. I let my little service advisor know. Like,
I'm not pleased with you.
I'm not pleased right now.
That's too nice.
I usually am like, hey, I was just here 4 months ago, 3 months ago. I should not have to come back.
That's too nice.
And then the sales guy knows. He knows, like, I've told him, I was like, I'll never buy another cat. You'll never get me to buy another Cadillac. Never, ever. I'll go back to Lincoln or Genesis. Service is better. Yeah.
Just wanted a Genesis, but we don't have a dealership anywhere near us.
They're cute.
Depending on if you have a Hyundai dealership, some of the Hyundai dealerships have them because it's a fancy Hyundai.
Right.
And they spun it off because it used to sit under Hyundai. They spun it off as a brand.
Its own entity.
It's its own entity, own car brand. But because they don't have a ton of Genesis standalone dealerships, a lot of times the Hyundai dealership will have some Genesis on the lot.
That's interesting. Okay.
The
closest one is Altoona, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have one here. I do think we have one.
So yeah,
So what Genesis are you thinking about getting?
I want the GV80. My budget, unless Big God comes through with a big job, big paycheck, I'll probably end up with a 7.
Okay.
But I want an 80 because I want more trucks.
What are you putting in there?
Bodies.
I know, right?
I haul tables, chairs, decorations, you name it. I'm just out here hauling it.
Bodies.
Because I do some philanthropic work and, just all the things. And then if me and my friends try to
sneak into the drive-in,
take a road trip, we usually can't drive my car unless we're going for 1 day because our luggage won't fit.
Well, that's sad.
So it's really little then.
My trunk, the car is roomy, so it will seat 4 people comfortably, 5 people all right. For a road trip, absolutely. But the trunk space, you all will see soon enough. You'll see. The trunk space
Yay.
is non-existent.
Okay.
Wait, is it going to fit my suitcase?
It will.
And mine too.
Probably not
Y'all
together.
upset. I was going to say,
Yeah. Because don't you remember my, what is it called? Bay speed, but however you
Yeah,
pronounce
you
it?
have one too.
I have the big one.
you all both have one and I don't have one?
Yes.
Wait, what color do you have?
Black.
What size is yours? And when did you get these?
I've had it.
I got mine before LA.
Yeah, I've had mine for a while. And I've got the little tote bag that slides on.
See, I almost got that, but then I got the cow pack instead because it got better reviews.
Okay. I love my little black bag. Look at how Shannon's looking at us.
I regret it though. So Shannon, do not get cow pack because that bag is garbage.
No, I can be a luggage snob. I like the piece. It looks like it's good. For my flying career, I was a travel pro girly. I would not buy any other luggage.
Really?
And actually,
I feel like aren't most flight attendants that way?
yeah, a lot of pilots and flight attendants have travel
Yeah.
pro, and there are a couple other
My
brands
dad
now.
was always Samsonite or Travel Pro.
Yeah, so I
back
was
and
a
forth.
big travel pro girly,
I
and
like
actually,
Delsey.
well, so travel pro luggage, especially the flight crew line,
Uh-huh.
had like a guarantee, and because of the wear and tear, there were places in cities where you could go and get your luggage repaired, get new wheels, things like that. So airline stores, things like that. So even, I'm trying to think now, some of my personal luggage is still Travel Pro, like bigger, larger suitcases are still Travel Pro. When money's no object to me,
Okay.
I'm a to me girl.
Okay.
My beast. Is that how we say it?
Yeah. We know what we're talking about.
I see their ads on
BEIS.
TikTok.
I have the cognac one.
That one's pretty.
I know.
What size do you have?
I have the large.
Mm-hmm.
It's big.
How many inches is it?
So do you fill it up, LV? You think you're going to fill it up?
Well, when I flew to LA for 12 hours, I did. That's actually not true. I had plenty of space because I thought I was getting a bunch of stuff.
So for 12 hours, you filled up that suitcase?
Well, I mean, I didn't actually. I was joking. I thought I was going to coming home because I thought I was coming home with like a ton of TikTok shop samples. That didn't happen.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, no, I'm an overpacker.
I am
am
too.
Yeah.
I am too.
I mean,
I'd rather be prepared.
yeah, I was like, do I take the really big suitcase to Mary's tomorrow? I was like, that might be a little ridiculous.
Go ahead and take it.
We might. I spent all that money on it. Might as well. Yeah, no, I'm an overpacker. I mean, I do have some things packed, like the banana suit and the dinosaur suit, and
Why are
The
those
turkey?
suits going with you?
because Mary and I are getting together. Why is this even a question?
So we'll have some content.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we've had a wild week. Let's talk about good, bad, ugly.
My
Shannon?
good, honey, I just survived the week. So it's survival of the fittest right now.
Baby,
Baby,
good last week.
and it
That's the
continues.
good a lot of time.
It's continuing to
Right.
be the good. Like, whew, counting down. We survived, week 6 and, only, a 2,000, whatever many days left, just
Don't count that.
surviving.
Let's not say it out loud.
And that's the good. I mean,
Do you remember when what's his name, who was on MSNBC at night, every night, he would say how many days we were in and how many days we had left? Who was it? I don't remember his name. He was after Lawrence. He did the final, I think whoever Stephanie took over. But yeah, he would be like, good evening. This is day 200.
I don't even want to hear that countdown. I don't want to
Yeah.
know, since 2000 sounds awful. Yeah, I don't want
It's
to think
not
about it.
2000 though. Is it?
I don't know. No, so it's
what's 365 times 3? And add another 200 and some odd days because we're a little more than 60 days into the year.
that's how I feel.
Do that math and oof.
Well, let's just do the math.
Well, as you're doing math, I'm going to tell you what my good is this week we got a new toilet in the house.
You did get it?
Yeah, not a $1,300 toilet
Darn
though that they quoted, but yeah, new toilet in the house. I mean, that's an achievement, right?
Does it have the 2 buttons?
Oh, it doesn't have 2 buttons, but it's got a real soft flush
Ooh.
thing. I was like, oh, yeah.
What kind of toilet did you get?
whatever was at Lowe's.
She
Does
got
it have a
one.
handle or it's got
Yeah,
the button
it's a
at the
handle.
top?
It's got a handle, but it's very soft.
She's
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
know,
it's nothing. It is nothing to write home about. Just needed a new toilet. I had contractor toilets in my house, so it was about time. So we'll probably get the rest of them.
Sounds like you got another contractor toilet.
No, it's actually good. No, but it wasn't the $1,300 toilet that I got quoted. $1,300, and then $300 installation per toilet. I said, "Oh, $1,600 toilets here." He said, "Well, you can put toys down the toilet, and it won't clog." There are no
You're like,
children here.
if my husband puts a toy on the toilet, we're gonna
we have a
need
bigger
more.
problem. Yeah, yeah.
Toilets that you can flush pool balls down that don't cost that much.
Listen, this is what was, I don't know what the little boy's name was. And he was so serious. And he was like, "We can even put you on a payment plan." Place all of them. It was like $5,600 for 3 toilets. And I was like,
for crappers?
And then cleaning out some kind of line. Like, it was just unnecessary stuff that he already told me it didn't need to be cleaned out. But he added that to my quote. Yeah. So, of course, I called my trusty husband and said, "Hey, they're talking about these toilets and this is how much it costs." He's like, "Nobody's buying that shit."
Off to Lowe's you went.
Off to Lowe's. So,
Now,
yeah,
who tried to sell you those?
it was a plumbing company.
Toilet salesman.
Okay, because I'm like,
But I didn't even see a name brand. Yeah. What brand did we buy? I mean, it's top of the line toilet. It was in Lowe's. Starts with a K.
Kohler, probably.
Oh, yeah,
what it
probably
is.
Kohler.
Yeah.
So, well, my good is obvious. Like, I get to go see my best friend this weekend. And so I'm excited about that. And the fact that, I'm getting rid of a bunch of my clothes. Yeah, good things.
That's
Okay.
a very good
My
thing.
bad and ugly. Can it just be like the government in general?
Yes. Because that's going to be mine.
Yeah,
The
it's
shit
like
show government.
it's like if Dave Portnoy is mocking you, that ain't good.
You're bad off.
Especially like Dave,
Of all the people.
all people, is mocking your ass because you stupidly said that the days of unelected bureaucrats running things. So yeah, the dumpster fire that is Washington, D.C. Mainly because I didn't pay attention to my bestie Caroline this week.
Well, you've got to see what Caroline's doing.
I know I got to check up and be like, hey girl, what's going on?
Hey, girl, hey.
Hold on. Hey girl, how are you? I don't understand what you don't understand.
How'd you do that? You just rolled your lip
Yeah,
up?
you just gotta dry it off a little bit. You can do it, yeah. You just gotta
I don't
dry it
want
off. And then, you didn't do that when you were like a kid.
I may have.
We would like see how long we could do it for. I didn't know I was practicing to be Caroline.
Caroline.
Mm-hmm. I saved that song.
I know. Good old Outcast.
Use it.
I probably agree with LV.
Yeah.
Government.
Passport.
Government's ugly. My bad is the economy. I don't have a job, and several thousands of other Americans are losing their jobs.
I learned it last time.
Yeah. Well, you don't have a job either. But like, I am concerned about how we're teeter-tottering and what they're going to do, because price of eggs ain't gone down yet. Things are getting more expensive. Market's crashing.
We're screwed.
They're getting whiplash because they don't know what we're doing from one day to the next.
Do we
Do we what?
know what's happening from one day to the
No.
next?
No one does.
No.
Yeah.
I don't even think.
No. But
My
markets
nerves
don't
are
like
shot.
uncertainty.
Yeah.
All right, Stacey. What's your bad and ugly, my dear?
Same. Government. I don't like how we treat other leaders, other countries. Like, it's disgusting. Zelensky was an embarrassment. What we did to him was horrible. So, no, our leadership is running amok. So, that's horrible. The United States is ugly right now.
Very ugly.
No, I just
But
want
it's going to get better. Eventually, guys, we have to keep the faith.
When
I don't know. Well, until it does, I mean, the only good thing is we have content, right?
pick the right time to start a podcast.
absolute right.
All right.
All right, friends. Well, if you are not following us everywhere, make sure that you are hitting the follow button everywhere that you like to hang out. We made it easy for you. We are the A Collective Pod everywhere. everywhere you want to find us. Also, don't forget that you really want to be clicking the link down in the show notes and following our new podcast that we'll be launching soon, probably in the next week or two. Just got a few more things that we got to iron out, but At Me Later is going to be just news all the time. So anyway, anything else? Did I miss anything? Make sure you like, subscribe, do all those things.
Comment.
Yeah.
So we love engagement.
Yes. We want to get a live show going. We just want to figure out a
that'll be so unhinged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
guess
thinking
that's the point then, right?
Kiki After Dark, Kiki Live.
The A Collective After Dark.
Can you imagine how much crazier it would be?
That's going to be bananas. Join us for a live taping of the
I'll
A
take a nap
Collective
first.
Yeah, you
After
better.
Dark. Oh, I'm going to have to. Going to have
Yeah.
to spark it, cup of coffee, all the things.
I mean, we're doing okay right now, but
No, we're not.
it's time for
It's
bed.
late.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
time for bed. So we'll see you next Thursday.
I
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Sisterhood beats sass. Bro, this is funny. This
Oh, I'm putting bloopers in at the end of every episode.
Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. Listen, I never...
This does not go with our episode at all. We're going to have to cut this whole section
Right.
right here.
I do the editing.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to see how this turns out.
I know it's
Well,
going to be
I
a
think
Miss
we
me,
fucking
started-
no,
shit show.
I mean, no, not the episode. You and Mary.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's gonna be so-
God, I hadn't thought about good, bad, and ugly. I never do. I'm always ill prepared.
well, I usually am.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, well.
Okay, how did we get here? We were talking about
Oh.
cars and Elon, and then we started
Yeah.
talking about Shannon's car.
Well, we're nailing this, like staying on topic.
We are horrible.
I'm like, it's 10 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Oh, my God. Yes. All right, friends.
We have not gotten through good, bad, and ugly. We got through mine of
Oh,
toilet.
my God. We were still...
Yeah.
We're in the middle of that. Oh, my God. Okay. All right, Stacey.
I already said it. I got toilet.
You're good.
That's how
so I didn't
that's
say
how we-
anything.
Absolutely. That's how we
Sweet
got
Jesus.
there. Batshit crazy.
That part.
Uh-huh. And that goes in the bloopers.